I come from a Swedish immigrant family, large piece of it. And the gift of that was that they brought with them this body positive, sex positive heritage. I swear I was in my 30s before I realized that other families weren't like mine. Even though I was telling friends about, oh no, that's not the way it is, or, I just didn't realize I was the sex educator. So I'm Dr. Tina Schirmer-Sellers, and I am a licensed marriage and family therapist, a certified sex therapist, a medical family therapist. I'm an associate professor. I am the founder of the Northwest Institute on Intimacy here in Seattle, Washington. And I am the author of Sex, God, and the Conservative Church, Erasing Shame from Sexual Intimacy. And that's pretty good. I'm married and the mom of 2 kids, Christian and Chloe, and the stepmom of Caitlin and Bo, and we have a wonderful family, and I am the yaya of a little Quincy who is 18 months old. My son was 2 when I started grad school to be a family therapist. So they were literally, hatched in the midst of it all. People who've known me a long time know that I wanted to be a mom from a really early age. And I also wanted to be a career person because I had felt very much called to both and loved both and found that they both informed each other. It's hard when you're having to make those decisions of what good enough is going to be for you, and saying no to your child and saying no to yourself and deciding on what that small piece is going to be for you. They're always asking for more. The world is always asking for more, and you always have limits. Financial limits, time limits, emotional limits, and physical limits. You always have a limited box that you're working with. One of the ongoing things that used to happen all the time would be I would be talking, and one of the kids would say, "That's enough. You're crossing the line. You're stepping over the line, Mom. Mom, you're stepping over the line. That's the line. You remember the line? No, you're crossing the line." Because I would just get going, and then I would say something that to me was like normal. This is like when they're high school or whatever. It'd be like, "Clitoris, mom, that's the line. The line, stop." I just think there's something so, stabilizing about being able to talk about sexuality with your parents. It's a big deal, I think. Bigger than I think I even realized. I've come to realize more over time. So that was a big thing.
What would you say your life's work or your mission or your fill in the blank has been, is, and why is that important?
Yeah, that's such a good question. Years ago, when I was asked that question, it felt to me like my life had been taking these circuitous paths, because it had been teaching, and then marriage and family therapy, and then medical family therapy, and sex therapy. And it seemed like it didn't have any cohesion to it, right? And then I had this student say to me, no, Tina, it has a ton of cohesion. There is this justice piece that aligns all of it. And that justice piece has to do with larger institutions that are meant to provide healing, and yet there is a place where they don't. There were definitely, as I started studying family therapy, I could see that some of the harder parts of my life, my relationship with my mom, which was a difficult part of my life. And then I married young, and that relationship was very, very difficult. And we were together a long time, but we split up when our kids were 6 and 11. And I was a single mom for 9 years. That was very difficult. And while I would never want to live those things over again, I also wouldn't take those things away from me either. I am super passionate about my family and being with them. They are my light in my life in many ways. I love being with, like, my favorite thing is to be in a great big huge house in the mountains or on the beach or someplace with all of our kids around and a bunch of their friends, and just listening to everybody talk and play. Like, that's my happy place.